At the onset, I'm going to say that I don't regret a single word I'm going to say in this video. Because considering the fact of what we just experienced, it's time that people understand how dangerous Donald Trump really is. As everybody knows, on the night of Saturday, April 25th, the White House Correspondence Dinner, attended by Donald Trump for the first time in years, considering the fact that he's had nothing but contempt for the mainstream media and the reporters, unless they print and post favorable stories about him, like Fox News or ONN or Newsmax does. There was a shooting at the Correspondence Dinner, which prompted the evacuation of Trump, his Vice President Pence, and the cabinet, and the media members who were in attendance. Now, under normal circumstances, actually what I should say, under a normal presidency, that entire building would be treated like a crime scene. No one would get in or out unless they were interviewed by a police officer or federal agents. That's what would happen in a normal scenario. But we have to remember that this situation is by no means normal. We have a president that cashes in on everything that happens wrong in this country. We have a president who sees a nightmare like something like this, a shooting that could have taken the lives of not only the president and his cabinet, but members of the media, and Donald Trump doesn't blink. We have a president that sees crisis as opportunity. Donald Trump called a press conference merely 30 minutes after the situation happened. We ranted and raved about having a ballroom. Why the necessity of having his personal ballroom, which is costing the American taxpayer millions, if not billions of dollars. But what's more despicable than that is him releasing this post on Truth Social recommending, and quoting directly from him, let the show go on. As in, let the Correspondence Dinner go on. Let my moment in the spotlight go on. Let my ego being stroked go on. If this doesn't stink of a sub, I don't know what does. If this doesn't actually look like a publicity stunt initiated by Trump and members of the media, I don't know what will. This needs to stop. It needs to stop now. I have no doubt that there are a lot of people out there who wish Trump harm. I'm not one of those people. I have called for Trump to be impeached, brought to trial, and imprisoned. Never hurt. But this makes no sense whatsoever. How did a man get a weapon into a place that is supposed to be 100% secure? We have to go through metal detector after metal detector, security check after security check. How did this happen? Either we have the most incompetent people working in the Secret Service, or this was a setup. The fact of the matter is this: Donald Trump is running out of time and running out of distractions from his failed presidency, from his failed campaign in Iran, from him failing to get people away from the Jeffrey Epstein files, from a failed economy, and running out of excuses to justify his failing ideas for a ballroom. Enough is enough. Donald Trump, I'm going to make something very clear to you, and I really don't care if you or anyone else takes this as a threat. You better pray that we don't find out that this was a sub. That you tried to sub, you trying to be assassinated to distract everyone from knowing that you are a failed president. I hope to God that it was a sub, and the fact that people could have been hurt. But if it's true that you set this up just to distract people from your failed presidency, it shows to me that not only are you foolish enough to think that you'll be able to get away with it, but you prove your followers in the MAGA all too true that they are nothing more than a bunch of gullible fools. And I have no sympathy for saying that whatsoever, because you prove it to be true day in and day out. You proved yourself gullible during his first administration, during the 4 years he was out of office, when he lost the election, and him screaming it was all rigged, and you believed him, all the way to the present day, believing that Trump was Jesus and that everything is against him when he won't take responsibility for it. Trump, enough. You better pray that we don't find out this was sub. Because I personally will see you put in the prison for the rest of your life. And considering the fact that I'm talking to an 81-year-old man with severe cognitive problems, and almost the same way you tried to convince all of us that Joe Biden was suffering, only with Joe Biden, he knew when to walk away. You don't. And you honestly think that this game was going to work. If this was sub, a prison cell is waiting for you. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.